Hello everyone, Prime here, and I hope that we've all had a great day, because today we're going to be talking about why Athena didn't just kill Arachne or Medusa, or that lovely family that you may or may not remember for her lore video that she decided to spare. So starting this off, we're going to be talking about Arachne first, and of course she has three variations of her myth. In the first, Arachne and Athena partake in a high-stakes weaving contest, judged by Zeus. Athena won, devastating Arachne, who fell into a deep depression because, you see, it was made clear before they began weaving that the loser would never be able to weave again, and that was Arachne's sole focus. Her life goal was just to weave. It was her greatest talent, the thing that brought her the most joy, it was her everything, and she lost the ability to do that, so she became very depressed. So that Arachne did not break her vow or oath, because breaking an oath was a very serious crime in Greek society, Athena turned Arachne into a spider so that Arachne could continue weaving, and there was no troubles with the law, so to speak. You could argue that it might have been better for Arachne to have just been put down, as it were, in the same way that you might put down a sick dog, for instance. But that is obviously a pretty cynical way to look at things. That is still a human life, and it has value, I suppose. So Athena did the morally correct thing to do, I suppose you could say. Hence why she didn't just kill Arachne outright. By turning Arachne into a spider, she's given back her will to live, her gift, and her purpose in life. You see, the ancient Greeks believed that if you were skilled in a certain area, be it you were a good runner, a good singer for instance, that Apollo bestowed upon you the gift of singing, weaving was one of Athena's things that she kind of presided over. So if you were good at weaving, then it was considered that as a human you were given the gift of weaving, and your talents of weaving from Athena, and therefore you're supposed to pay tributes to them and honor the gods. Arachne, in all of the variations of the myth, regardless of how they turn out, does not pay this vital tribute to Athena, hence why Athena even bothers to spend time with Arachne in the first place. During the version of the story in which Arachne boasts her skills and is confronted by Athena, the two then of course still engage in this contest. Athena weaves 4 scenes depicting gods punishing humans that consider themselves equal to be the gods or committed hubris, which is an incredibly serious crime. Arachne wove scenes that displayed gods abusing humans, and her work, regardless of the actual content in and of itself, was clearly far better than Athena's. And still, Arachne refused to respect the fact that Athena gave her these talents, so Athena used the potions of Hecate, and Hecate was the Greek sort of witchcraft, sorcerer-style deity. So Athena got this potion, chucked it on Arachne, and Arachne became a spider, forcing her to weave for all eternity. But at least she gets immortality out of it. The reason why Athena, of course, kept Arachne alive in this scenario for eternity is just an extension of the fact that the gods are not to be challenged by mortal beings. They are above us, and
Arachne
simply her life just became an example of that. This is also why Athena probably wouldn't have wanted Arachne killed, or even may have gone so far as to protect Arachne, as of course, any mortal being who would look upon Arachne would know not to commit hubris or sort of mess with or challenge the gods. This kept the Greeks humble. So, in Arachne's case, the spider transformation was either a form of prevention of suffering on Arachne's part, or just the beginning of Arachne's suffering, so that she would never challenge the gods again. With Medusa, though, it's a bit different. You see, a priestess of Athena, who slept with Poseidon, and whether she was wooed into sleeping with them, willfully slept with Poseidon, or she was simply raped, she's punished by Athena all the same for breaking her oath and transformed into a hideous woman. She's unable to face her appearance and doesn't want anyone else to see her in this state, so she flees away to an island, sometimes secluded but with only herself. Sometimes she does this with the aid of her Gorgon sisters and lives with her sisters. A similar reason to Arachne as to why she didn't kill Medusa directly, because she could have used Medusa as sort of an example of what mortals should not do and how they should not interact with gods. But also there's an extra little part of this. Because of the fact that Athena was just so easily able to take someone that Poseidon decided to claim for himself, it indirectly disputes Poseidon's power and status a bit, because, of course, Poseidon clearly had some sort of interest in Medusa. Athena was still able to reach Medusa, punish her, and Poseidon did nothing. Whether he did nothing because he didn't want to perhaps tempt the wrath of Athena and, of course, Zeus, or he didn't do anything because he didn't care enough about Medusa, it's up to your own interpretation. Or if there's another reason as to why he didn't go after Medusa, perhaps he realized that it would have just been better for him overall if he had just allowed Medusa to take the fall for everything, regardless of the case. He doesn't dispute this. Now, of course, this does fall apart when we consider that Athena did help Perseus to slay Medusa by giving him wisdom and other assets. And, of course, you could argue that this syncs up quite nicely with the reason why Medusa turned Arachne into a spider as far as mercy was concerned, because killing Medusa, of course, ends her suffering. And in the Roman version, this is, of course, more meaningful, because in the Roman version of the story, Medusa doesn't consent to being with Poseidon. Poseidon simply just takes her, has his way with her, and then she's left in this awful position. With the story of the family that I mentioned in Athena's Law video, it's clearly just a case of punishing hubris. Though, to Athena's credit, she doesn't act alone. She also acts with Mercury and Artemis in this one. That one, rather. So those are my thoughts as to why Athena didn't want to kill Arachne or Medusa or anyone else who perhaps tempted her wrath. But do you think I'm missing something here? Maybe I could have fleshed this out a bit more? Let me know what you think about this in the comment section below. Perhaps there's another reason as to why Athena allowed them to live, or am I completely correct? Voice your opinions in the comment section below and let's talk about this. If you enjoyed the video, go ahead and leave it a like, and if you're new to the channel and want to see more content just like this, you need to click the subscribe button. Until the next video though, I have been Prime, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.